Can you change your personality? How does peer pressure work? Should you ever really trust your gut? These are just a few of the topics we've recently tackled on my podcast, Something You Should Know. It's a podcast where leading experts give you valuable intel that you can use in your life today. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and with over 1,000 episodes and over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews, I invite you to check out Something You Should Know, wherever you listen.
Bros love reality TV. Have you ever noticed your boyfriend or husband in the background while you're trying to wind down and enjoy The Housewives?
They linger in the back of the room and ask questions, offer their opinions, but when you ask them to take a seat and watch with you, suddenly they're not interested.
Well, here at Bros and Shows, we are tired of perpetuating that dudes don't love reality TV. Because guess what? We do. And it's time we erase the stigma that comes with it.
And we cover it all, from Real Housewives to The Bachelor, from Vanderpump Rules to The Traitors, and we're ready to give you our takes.
Bros and Shows, a podcast from the bros for everyone, for whoever wants to listen.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Hi, and welcome to See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah. See You Next Tuesday is when we read the results from last week's But Am I Wrong? We put out a vote on Instagram and let everyone participate. You can write in, share your thoughts and feelings. And we also can give additional information as well. But before we kick this off, so we have an update from the person who wanted a heads up that the person that they were dating was now in a serious relationship with somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
So they said, Christmas. Hosted her for a week because her family's on the other side of the world. And mine, I only speak to the ones who treat me like a human. We had Christmas Eve dinner with those relatives, then spent Christmas Day polishing off a bottle of wine. I later hand-painted that very bottle for her birthday coming up. February. Oh, so they're giving us a chronicle because we had asked what was the timeline.
Okay.
February, she told me I was the only person I knew she's bi, because we did ask. Did they say, were you the only?
Yeah, only person who's doesn't have a dick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a dick, but like, you know, if they created a difference in if there was a technicality.
Then March happened. Messages looked normal on the surface, but I could feel her pulling away. I chalked it up to work stress, as she'd mentioned previously. As far as I know, only one mutual friend, the roommate whose party she took me to, has the scoop.
Sorry, so that's a friend who knew. Like, that was meaning that someone did know when it was going on.
Yeah. They are scattered across 3 different parts of the country, so who knows what they know. Roommate texted me after I found out, annoyed that new guy's laughing was keeping her awake and took her shower time. But he makes her happy. We don't applaud fish for swimming. About that locked screenshot, I rotate photos plus the word of the day. That day, it was a photo of her and a term linked to romantic feelings. I appreciate you validating my feelings. Like, Diva, can we put that master's in linguistics, as I messed up the word. Can we put that master's in linguistics to use? I don't know. Talk to me. I'm pragmatic. I know long distance is messy, yet a simple conversation would have spared me this blindsiding. I've been thinking about dating, new territory for me, but plan to clear it with her first. The last thing I want is to replicate the betrayal she's suffered before. She's coming to...
Wait, you're seeing her again?
She's coming to stay this weekend with 2 friends for my bestie's birthday, a plan that predates all this drama. If you want the post-weekend tea, just say the word. Sorry. My socket is still novel length.
Okay, word. I said the word. I would like this. Okay, the way that you were phrasing it as being like, thank you so much for validating my feelings. I am actually still going to see her. Like, what?
I think because of the mutual friends, they can't.
Yeah, but they're saying that I'll update you. And I go, well, this isn't, you're anticipating something's going to happen. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like, we're just going to stay friends. Like, this feels like we're not shutting the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, that left more questions than answers.
It did. It actually really did. But what a timeline.
All right, now let's get into this week's.
Oh, and sorry everyone that this was late. Melissa booted me out of the Instagram account.
Boot you out.
Hey, you pre-told me the day before. You might it had to do something, and if you get kicked out, like, let me know.
I didn't boot you out. Instagram made me when I signed in. It said you will lose access to your account if you do not set up verification. So I did it.
No, and then you warned me, which was helpful.
Warned you, and you should have done it the
day before. Yes. Of course, but I didn't. And so the next day, I was like, so like I can't get in, and so like it literally was like Melissa and I like a bajillion text messages, just screenshots back and forth. Her going, "I'm approving you," and I go, "It literally tells me you denied me," and she's like sending screenshots of you've approved this, and I'm sending screenshots of this has been denied, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It finally logged in. And so that's why it was a little late. They were literally just sitting on my phone. I was like, fucking hell. So it is episode 142. Who is wrong? First up, Meghan pleads stop making nail polish without acetone. 9% said Meghan is wrong. 91% said Meghan is not wrong. This is my reminder to put the acetone that you loaned me on the day that we recorded this into my bag.
It's okay. I realized I had a lot more in that other bottle than I thought I did.
Cool. Okay.
You can keep it.
I did, while we were doing our Patreon live stream, I removed my nail polish and I painted my toenails and I was like, finally, feeling so good, feeling so happy. And yeah, we actually do have someone, we have our resident science bitch responded about this. So let me tell you.
We were in there right up.
Find it. Oh, yeah, we were. So they said, I don't know about the acetone shortage, but you can always buy like a gallon of it at the hardware store. Non-acetone removers are usually acetate-based, if I remember correctly. Acetate is what you use to buy to thin out your nail polish. I also believe it is dumb, LOL. But I'm biased as a chemist. Just got to the point of people suggesting paint thinner. Y'all, do not do that. Or they said, yeah. I don't know what I made a New Zealander say, y'all. Yeah, do not do that. Our hardware stores literally sell a giant 1 liter bottle of straight acetone. It's used in trade for general cleanup. I can't actually browse Lowe's for you, but it might look like Clean Strip brand is straight up undiluted acetone. And I said, thank you. And then I said, scientifically, would nail polish remover without acetone actually remove nail polish? Or do they market it that way because it can technically remove like mess ups, but not multiple coats of polish? And she said, I don't buy it ever. I steal it from my partner's dad because he had a giant bottles for cleaning tools. He does so much DIY. Also isopropanol alcohol. Don't buy it at chemists. Go to hardware stores. It's a great cleaner. And then they said, it just thins the nail polish enough for you to shift it off. But I never liked it. It always leaves this yucky, residual, icky feeling. Acetone gives you that squeaky clean feeling. The acetone also helps lift off oils, which is why it's good for prepping nail polish. So it makes sense of being like, it's never going to work on a dark color. And it's never going to really work on like multiple coats. Like if you're using it like again to like clean up or just do edges or whatever, but like it's not doing it. Someone else said, this is actually so dumb and is the exact way I feel about helium, which I've never thought about, but I'm immediately on your side. If this is a finite resource, why hasn't anyone figured out another way to do this? Great point. Are we on a helium shortage?
Yes, it's been a shortage for a minute.
Stop.
Because there's only a certain amount of helium that exists.
We can't make more helium?
And you can't make more.
What?
So, yes. That's why it's hard to find now.
Wait, but so bitches are just blowing up balloons all willy-nilly? Is that why the balloons that Moth got me for my birthday didn't stay up for long?
And so I just say put air in them and then put some tape on something and then stick it to something because stop using helium.
Wait, this is actually like really depressing for me because I have told Mots over and over again that the best birthday gift I have ever received was when I was like 7, maybe 8, maybe 6. And my birthday's in the summer, and I would always go spend a month at one grandma's house and spend a month at the other grandma's house. And
I did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And my best fucking friend at that time was my godfather. Loved him to fucking pieces, and he would house sit for us when we were gone, take care of whatever fucking demonic pets we had at the time. And we would always get a late night flight back, and we'd be back at 9, 10, 11, late at night, and I'd go straight to bed. And I always wished that we would get back early so we could hang out with him, because he lived in Berkeley and Oakland, and we lived in Marin. And I was so sad when we had the night flights, because it means he would leave the house and we would get there and it would be empty. And I was so sad about it. And it was we had just had my birthday or whatever. And I remember I walked into my bedroom, and he had filled my entire room up with helium balloons, pink balloons. And they all had the weight, the ribbon, all the way down. And it was you couldn't see my ceiling. It was they were covered. And it was so magical. It was so fairy princess thing. And just turning the light on and seeing that, I was oh, and I loved it. And I literally I slept, they were up for a full week before they even started to deflate. And then they were on the ground, and then I taped them up, and I kept them for as long as possible. And to this day, that is the best birthday gift I've ever received. The thing I think about, and I tell him all the time, that's all I want. And he's I have a hard time doing it.
He can just use air and put tape on the ceiling. That's all we got to do. That's all you got to do.
Good point. But I had no idea that there I was living in the lap of luxury using up a finite resource.
I think that was before people were talking about it. It was
if you could never make more helium, we were just using that helium. I will say it was magical.
It might be why Party City went out of business.
Good fucking point.
I just thought of that.
Wow. You guys, I actually had no fucking idea that we just couldn't make more helium. Diana, can you get on that? How do you do it? Whoa. Stop going to space. Make more helium. This is wow, thank you for this information. Thank you to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Fresh air, sunshine, and good food. That is what spring is all about.
That's my favorite thing about spring. All 3 of those.
HelloFresh makes it easier to fit quick, home-cooked meals into your schedule every week by curating delicious recipes like pasta primavera, chicken Dijon, and pecan-crusted trout, as well as over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats.
Every HelloFresh meal uses high-quality ingredients, including seasonal, fresh produce, and proteins that travel from the farm to your doorstep. Flexible deliveries that you can pause or skip when you need.
I have to be honest with you. We've worked with HelloFresh before. I have gotten many
years.
No, truly, and I've gotten countless HelloFresh boxes. This might be the menu that I have been the most excited for. I cannot wait. I am getting the Mushu pork lettuce wraps. Oh, hello, yes. And then I guess I'm in a porky mood. Pork chops with a zesty green onion salsa. Never had I love that. These are things that I would never think to cook myself, and also I don't know, pre-portioned, so easy and so delicious. I cannot wait to try everything.
Yeah, I'm getting the cheesy smothered mushroom chicken, which mushrooms and chicken are 2 of my favorite things.
And I love them together.
I do too. I've been actually using a HelloFresh recipe in my rotation for years. Mm-hmm. I'm also getting the balsamic glazed steak, which I can't wait.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love steak, and I feel like steak is one of the pillars of warmer weather.
It is. It's very springy.
It is. It is. Feel great with meals that fit your spring schedule and make the season even more delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com/BlameMe10FM now to get 10 free meals with a free item for life.
1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. If you've ever shopped online, and let's face it, who hasn't? Chances are you've bought something from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes things easier, and not just for shoppers. They make it easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. It gives you a leg up from day dot, with hundreds of beautiful ready-to-go templates to express your brand style so you can get up and running fast. You can tackle your important tasks, from inventory to payments to analytics and more, all in one place. You can also spread your brand's word with built-in marketing and email tools built for you to find and keep new customers. And remember that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already know and love it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
Someone else said, I work in a lab, so we just have like a full strength acetone. So I steal that and I always have the good stuff because, yeah, the no acetone stuff stinks. As someone who's been doing nails art since I was like 12, I completely agree with Megan. Anything that isn't 100% acetone is garbage. The nail polish remover that I get is the Beauty Secrets acetone, which is a Sally beauty brand. It's 100% acetone, so it works like a charm, and the 8-ounce bottle is only like $4. Alternatively, if you do your nails all the time like me, 32-ounce bottle is like $9. That's what I had before.
Yeah, me too. That's what the big bottle is.
Yeah. Someone else said, I only said you were wrong because this was the only kind of nail polish remover my mom would get when I was younger. Acetone was too harsh for our sensitive skin and nails. However, I do buy acetone nail polish remover now because I use gel polish. So that was the same with me as a kid, but like then I just could, it was used because I could not take the nail polish off. So then I could never paint my nails.
I also wonder if you are using like actual grown-up nail polish, because there was kids polish.
Yeah.
And maybe you were using that kid polish and it would come off because it wasn't meant to stay on.
I think like Zoya does their own nail polish remover that's acetone free, but I think it works with their nail polish.
It's formulated specifically for that.
Yeah. So I think that can make sense. But that is also, I was not allowed to use acetone based nail polish, and that was it. Then it results in me not being able to do my nails because I would just let them chip off. Someone else said, I've never felt angrier than when I accidentally bought the one without acetone. Who on earth is the target audience for? It doesn't do shit. There should be some ethical code that you're not allowed to sell things that promise one thing and then don't deliver. Yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, someone said, I do think this acetone-free nail polish is used for a specific thing. I think Simply Nail Logical talks about it. I'm curious. I bet it's for touch-ups. I bet it's for like specifically like touch-ups on the skin and that stuff. Like, sure. But also just dilute the other one. That's it.
Melissa says it's time to reconsider the age of consent. 8% said I was wrong. 92% said I was not wrong. Someone said, as an 18-year-old, I strongly agree with this. I'm literally a child. Yes.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
They did just start following us in April. I did go look. So.
Oh,
thanks.
Hey, you're a rule follower, and I love that.
Someone else said, I felt this way for a while, and I 1,000,000,000% agree. I know that there's no way to 1,000% avoid the creepy weirdos who wait for people to become of age. But if we raise the age of consent to at least 21, it levels things out more. Even as a 25-year-old, I feel weird dating somebody younger than 23. I can't imagine what's going through these weird fucking heads. Also, if you look at her, she very much just, her body is that of a young girl.
Yeah, I've always felt that.
And he also said, if you lose weight, I'll get you implants. And so that lets me know that he was already a weirdo, but he has some thoughts about other things.
Yeah. Like, as somebody who like has been pretty like straight body typed, I have bigger hips now, my second puberty, and bigger boobs now, but like I didn't have that. So like I always felt like some type of way if like a guy was like specifically into my body type exclusively and only people with my body type. Because I'm like, you should find me hot because I am hot, but like you should not be turned off by bodies that are more associated with like fully developed adult women. And if like the only through line of like the women that you're attracted to is like there's nothing similar in our face or anything or our personalities, but the only thing is that like, oh, we're all pretty like a straight up and down skinny, small boobs, like I'm like, oh, this is feeling a little weird.
Someone said, as someone whose sister is dating a man 20 years older than her, I couldn't agree more. How old is your sister? Please report back immediately.
Yeah.
Someone else said, the story made me sick. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Someone else says, as someone who was once a dumb, naive 16-year-old in high school who loved a good rom-com from the 90s, I was in love with the senior jock and couldn't understand why my mom was so mad at me when I told her he asked me out. Now looking back at it, she should have locked me in my room because an 18-year-old had no business being interested in 16-year-old me. He's also a massive sexist and a Trumpy now, so the age of consent in Ontario is 16 or something like that. There's also like, with the age of consent, like, if it's still like y'all are still 2 years apart, so
yeah, Romeo and Juliet laws.
Yeah, it doesn't even. It's not about age of consent at that. You're 2 years apart, so it's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm. When the guy that I was sleeping with him, like senior year of high school, he turned 18 before he like turned 18 in the school year, and I turned 18 right like literally days before I went to college, and I was like, oh my god, like. You're an adult. Like, I'm just a kid. And he was like, I need you to fucking stop. Like, that's disgusting. Like, you need to stop. And I was like, I'm just saying, like, you're a whole adult. Like, I'm just a kid. He was like, ew, fucking stop. But yeah, like that, anytime there's like you should be able to, people should feel uncomfortable when like you're like, it's that kind of commentary, not like,
yeah,
hee hee. Whatever.
Like, I thought it was fucking weird when I was in 9th grade and this girl was being asked, and keep in mind at that, I think, yeah, it's still like that. At that time, for us, 9th grade is still in middle school.
Oh, yeah, I think that Matza school is like that too.
And so, well, it was junior high because middle school was 6th and 7th, and then junior high was 8th and 9th.
Okay.
And so I thought it was weird that an 11th grader was asking her to go to prom with him because it was weird. Mm-hmm. And no one batted an eye at it.
I mean, I look at like some of the people who like had relationships in high school with older guys, and the way that like those relationships became all consuming, and that like they didn't last. And when they broke up, like this person had been like deeply isolated from friends and like all that stuff. And like, you know, we welcome back with open arms, but like there is something to that in like a way that like, it's just like not, it's just not an even playing field at all.
And then also someone else said, let's raise it to 21. Like, can't drink with someone under that age anyway. As someone who's 24, since I was 21, I never want to date anyone under my age. Yeah. I also think it's that whole narrative that they created saying that girls mature faster than boys also lended itself to this as well.
Yeah, that's how they justified fucking child marriages and shit. Yep. To be like, oh no, well they just mature a lot faster. And I was like, so then at what point do they get to be like so much smarter, more competent, and better than us that they should run the country? Because like I thought this whole time they were immature.
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
He's just a boy. He's just a young man. And then suddenly women are incompetent. Like when does that shift happen then?
Yep.
It's just so fucking transparent.
I love a multi-use beauty product, like an eye/cheek/lipstick. It makes a full face so much easier, plus you only need to bring one product along for touch-ups. And whether you're all about simple mascara and gloss, or you love to play with bold shapes and colors, you gotta have that trusty favorite you turn to for every look. Thrive Cosmetics makes certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free products you can depend on for everything from simple daily wear to show-stopping self-expression. And it's all made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. And Thrive Cosmetics is beauty that gives back. For every product purchased, they make a donation towards 8 major causes, including social justice organizations and those impacted by cancer and homelessness. It feels good knowing that when I purchase a product, I'm also able to give back to causes that matter to me. And one product I love from Thrive Cosmetics is the Brilliant Eye Brightener. Like I said, I love a product that can have multiple uses, and the Brilliant Eye Brightener is just that. It's an eyeshadow and highlighter stick that's super blendable, and I'm slowly but surely stocking up on the 31 shades that it comes in. Try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener at a special set price with free shipping available at thrivecosmetics.com/thrive. Or save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/thrive. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/thrive for 20% off your first order.
Bros love reality TV. Have you ever noticed your boyfriend or husband in the background while you're trying to wind down and enjoy The Housewives?
They linger in the back of the room and ask questions, offer their opinions, but when you ask them to take a seat and watch with you, suddenly they're not interested.
Well, here at Bros and Shows, we are tired of perpetuating that dudes don't love reality TV. Because guess what? We do. And it's time we erase the stigma that comes with it.
And we cover it all, from Real Housewives to The Bachelor, from Vanderpump Rules to The Traitors, and we're ready to give you our takes.
Bros and Shows, a podcast from the bros for everyone, for whoever wants to listen.
I'm Ann Foster, host of the feminist women's history comedy podcast, Vulgar History, and every week I share the saga of a woman from history whose story you probably didn't already know and you will never forget after you hear it. Sometimes we'll re-examine well-known people like Cleopatra or Pocahontas, sharing the truth behind their legends. Sometimes we look at the scandalous women you'll never find in a history textbook. If you can hear my cat purring, she is often on the podcast as well. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get your podcasts.
Then we have writer number one. Writer number one. Are they wrong for being upset that their wife referred to them as this lady? I don't think anybody got my photo reference. It is, in fact, Lady Whistledown. An anonymous lady. So that was my reference. And 5% said the writer is wrong and 95% said the writer is not wrong. I've thought about this one extensively.
It's been in your mind.
It has. Someone said, could have said partner or referred to them by their initials. I'd be upset if my husband called me this lady. This lady is used to tell people about the weirdo that you encountered. Exactly.
Such a fair point.
Yeah. Like this. It's like this fucking lady. You don't say like, oh, this lady. No. You would say, oh my God, I met the sweetest lady. Not like this bitch. The old ball and fucking chain. Someone else said the writer's not wrong at all. If it was me, I would try and give them benefit of the doubt that this was just a one-off accident or a typo, but I would still be livid and look at some things differently about our relationship. Oh, and look at things in our relationship in a different light. I swear I saw another. Oh, someone else said, okay, but what if this lady wasn't even about her? That I would like to know.
It could have been somebody random at their job.
Yeah.
That is that weirdo. That is annoying. And they're like, I need to know so I can tell this lady. Like, that's the code they use for that person. I think that's a fair assessment.
If it is, boy, oh boy, would I be like, oh, so sorry for the overreaction. Like, but also, I still think it's a valid reaction if you don't know, like, who they're, like, what they're talking about. But, like, damn, that would have been it would have been a really good excuse. But that's not what happened. Right? I'm pretty sure they said that they knew that their wife had apologized.
Give us more info.
Yeah. Okay, someone else said, in my opinion, words matter. I choose my words very carefully in order to avoid a situation just like this. My real question is, even though you had to... Oh, even though you had to keep it a secret at work, if you're texting her, then why does it really matter? This whole situation is really confusing and sketchy to me, and I definitely think there's something weird going on with their wife and that coworker. My sister and I use the phrase "that girl" derogatory for various bitches in our lives, and it gives the same vibes as this. Yeah, it does.
Then we've got writer number 2. Would they be wrong if they didn't lend people money? 2% said the writer is wrong. 98% said the writer is not wrong. As someone who lent money to their parents, in general, you don't have to lend money to anyone, especially so if you're money anxious like I am. If it will put you in a financially I'm anxious position, or just because. No is a full sentence and it doesn't need an explanation, nor do they need to feel bad for saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else said, I agree with Meghan and Melissa's opinion, communicate and set strong boundaries. Also, on the note of Melissa saying it's harder to kick someone out, Meghan actually said that. So I'll correct it. Also, on the note of Meghan saying it's harder to kick someone out than getting money back, lend money before letting someone move in. My friend did that once where she let someone stay with her. It did not end well.
Yeah.
Someone else said, it's your money, point blank. You get to decide who you do or don't give it to. The writer would not be wrong.
In humanity's search for other worlds, we found something unexpected.
It's a massive collection of tiny pocket realities, and each one is a story.
But when we explored those stories, things didn't go as planned.
Mr. Darcy!
I am Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, humbug.
What happens when classic stories go wrong? I go in to fix them.
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome.
Subscribe and listen to Muse, the latest audio drama from Dayton Writers Movement and Realm.
From the podcast that brought you to each of the last lesbian bars in the country and back in time through the sapphic history that shaped them, comes a brand new season of cruising beyond the bars. This is your host, Sarah Gabrielli, and I've spent the past year interviewing history-making lesbians and queer folks about all kinds of queer spaces, from bookstores to farms to line dancing and much more. You can listen to Cruising on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes air every other Tuesday starting February 4th.
What's up, fellow TV watchers? It's Brian from The Core Podcast, where we cover all things Apple TV+. We are wrapping up our recaps of Emmy favorite Severance, but 2025 on Apple TV Plus is just getting started. In April and May, The Core is recapping Seth Rogen's new Hollywood satire, The Studio, and Jon Hamm's dark comedy, Your Friends and Neighbors. We'll also be recapping the first 2 seasons of Apple's sci-fi thriller, Foundation, heading into the 3rd season of that later this year. Search for The Core, all things Apple TV Plus, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Then we have my nomination for Wrong of the Week. Mark Measures. 94% said Measures is wrong. 6% said Measures is not wrong. Someone said, he looked like a bitch, parentheses, derogatory. That would do that. Bitches like this are sick. I don't understand how you could take from somebody else and not think that eventually it's going to catch up to you. I understand that sometimes people could be going through shit and need a little help, especially when it comes to finances, but it's never cool to steal someone else's money, obviously. Doing it in such a grand scheme is actually so stupid. He doesn't look smart enough to pull this off. And clearly, he wasn't. Facts. Someone else said, I work in the music industry and these cases are too normal. It's so sad. I do see more and more that the royalty payouts gets dealt with by third-party accounting or company, like you're talking about in the episode. That's the way around this. Don't give your manager/agent, whatever, that responsibility. And if your manager or agent is not okay with that, they shouldn't be on your team. That's a very good point. And that's it.
Then we've got LaTrance Battle. 95% said Battle is wrong. 5% said Battle is not wrong. Is this the photo from her getting,
Melissa,
action and arrested?
Yeah, this is her getting booked.
Oh, her arrest photo also looks very similar.
No,
this not the booking one, the one as she's getting arrested.
Yeah, that one I had confusion about because her hair looks like slightly different. So it doesn't look like the same day, but it also doesn't look like there's no way that white V-neck graphic tee she was trying to pass as an ICE agent uniform. So I was like, it wasn't the same day. I was I was curious. I was looking for her in the costume that she chose. I couldn't find that. I am hoping that comes out. But she has this smug little cocky look on her face in all of the photos that I'm like, you're being arrested. What? she's like deeply unbothered, which is, I have to say, is like a really unsettling expression.
I think she was just trying to traumatize this woman.
Yes, she succeeded.
She succeeded, and she did her job.
Yeah, and I think she's like, now I'm going to serve my time. And I'm like, okay, I guess if that's exactly what you were looking for.
Someone said, that bitch is batshit crazy for that shit. That's some next level fuck my ex, his girl too type shit. You guys are right. The fact that this will unfortunately not be an uncommon occurrence is a very scary, just shows how fucked people's hearts really are. I sincerely hope that woman can find peace and leave that bum ass man, because why wouldn't you tell me about your crazy ex? If that happened at my job 2 years ago, how long have they been together and why does she not know? Yeah. Unfortunately, she's probably staying with him because she's not a citizen yet. And
apparently.
And that really doesn't stop anybody these days from getting deported. But that probably is her safest lifeline for her right now.
I also think that, like, the fact that you're telling other people my business, in the sense that, like, how many other people has he told that she seemingly, because I don't think we have full confirmation that she was, like, undocumented, or if, like, she, like, or if she, like, was documented but, like, wasn't sure that the papers, like, whatever stage and process that she was in of it. How many other people who you don't even like have you told this information about me? Like, that's something that, like, unfortunately, like, people do need to be, like, very protective of who they tell that info to, even people you trust. But, like, really, you shouldn't be fucking telling, like, your enemies.
I really think this was either or both of them sharing too much information on Facebook.
Oh. A man who overshares on Facebook is, like,
it might
literally
have been
so
her.
embarrassing. Oh, that would be.
And then this woman doesn't have her blocked because she doesn't know she exists.
No, that's the worst part about all of this. It's like, even in, like, any circumstance or situation where someone's taking advantage of, like, whatever, and, like, that's, like, the same thing we said about the people who are going into restaurants and, like, doing, like, pretending that all of that shit.
Protecting the employees at my local restaurant,
like,
so they don't get deported.
Even
like,
if that blows up and, like, you haven't named anybody, and those people, like, you're assuming that some of them are undocumented, but, like, some of them might not be, some of them might be, and then you suddenly, like, have, like, a viral video of them there, and then someone going, hey, I'm racist, let me go check to see if they're undocumented, and then they're gonna get deported. Like, it's just, or kidnapped. Like, it's just so fucking, it's just like, it's, like, so clearly not something to fuck with ever. Really not something to fuck with right now. Like, babies are, like, it's just fucking insane. So I just think it's just, it's so fucking deeply dangerous that, like, anything even adjacent to it drives up suspicion. And now there are people who are, who are documented, who are also getting kidnapped. So nobody's fucking safe. The leopards will eat your face.
All right, well, that's the end of our episode.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for the rest of our episodes coming out this week, and we will see you next Tuesday. This is a Sister Sign production, hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Let's clear this up right now. Bros love reality TV. You may think it's all sports all the time, but have you ever noticed your boyfriend or husband in the background while you're trying to wind down and enjoy the Housewives?
Oh, I know the type. They linger in the back of the room and ask questions, offer their opinions, but when you ask them to take a seat and watch with you, suddenly they're not interested.
Well, here at Bros and Shows, we are tired of perpetuating that dudes don't love reality TV, because guess what? We do, and it's time we erase the stigma that comes with it.
And we cover it all, from Real Housewives to The Bachelor, from Vanderpump Rules to The Traitors, and we're ready to give you our takes. We aren't here to step on any toes. We just want to join the conversation.
Bros and Shows, a podcast from the bros for everyone, for whoever wants to listen.
Let's hang out.
I'm Ellie. And I'm Lee, and we're the co-hosts of Let's Hang Out, a show about LGBTQ representation in the media, because representation matters. Come hang out with us to talk about all of the characters that should have been gay.
Because every movie or TV show would be better if it was gay.
Listen to us interview your favorite LGBTQ actors and creators.
Elise Bauman from Carmilla.
It just reminds me of like every time a queer woman becomes single, there's like this high-pitched siren that goes out that like only other queer women can hear, and they're like, "What was that? Like, did I just hear the bat signal? Is a queer woman single again?"
So binge on Let's Hang Out wherever you listen to podcasts, and hang out with us every Monday for your weekly LGBTQ fix.
I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee.
And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out. Do you love Disney? Do you love top 10 lists? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the magical millennial.
And I'm the dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. The parks, the movies, the music, the food, the lore. There is nothing we don't cover on our show.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed.
I had Danielle and Megan record some answers to seemingly meaningless questions. I asked Danielle what insect song is typically higher pitched in hotter temperatures and lower pitched in cooler temperatures.
You got this.
No, I didn't.
I don't believe that. About a wish coming true? Well, I didn't either. Of course, I'm just a
cicada. I'm crying. I'm so sorry.
You win that one.
So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.